So welcome. We are staying really nice and chilled today. We've got a yin practice. So a reminder with yin, we are using lots of props to support the body in place of muscles holding the body. So that the aim of yin is to support yourself with props so that you don't have to hold on, you don't have to use any muscle tension, any activation. We can stay nice and passive, and we are lingering it on for longer than we would in a normal practice. And the secret here is to find that sweet spot where we come into the pose in an appropriate depth so that we can linger on, hold the pose for a little bit longer without feeling that force or connection or any discipline that we have to hold the body there. So it's about finding that little sweet spot, just enough that we can find just a really mild sensation of openness or stretch, for example, but not so much that it's like, oh, we'll stay here for 5 more breaths. So we're just going to find that little sweet spot and then linger and use all the props to support the body. So, and today our awareness, our theme for today is to connect back to the breath and to notice the breath in the body. So we're going to start in constructive rest. If you don't have any props for your practice today, you might like either 2 big bed pillows or a bolster, a couple of little scatter cushions, a few blankets, maybe even blocks or eye pillows. So you get anything and everything you have to get cozy. If you need to grab anything, then you can do so now. And you might even like to support the head here with a cushion or a blanket in constructive rest. So we can lie down, maybe support the head, maybe it's fine on the block. And if you notice, I've actually covered my mat today with a blanket. So I've got a little extra layer of support underneath me, a little bit extra warmth. So if you want to put a blanket on top of your mat today, then you're welcome to. And just take a moment to get settled, allow those feet to come as wide as the mat, the knees to touch here. And just take any wiggles, maybe any shoulder rocks from side to side, maybe play with walking the feet further away or closer towards the body here. And either the palms can be face up towards the sky, or you can bring one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the chest. And close the eyes down or just have a soft gaze here. Again, finding any adjustments the body needs. Allowing yourself to settle into the mat. Just breathing naturally, noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing the contact of the support beneath you. The breath and the mind are like 2 sides of the same coin, like a duo of swimming fish. Where one goes, the other follows. The breath and the mind unite and enter into each other. And today we invite the body, the mind, and the breath to slow down, to soften, to connect to this yin energy, the energy of rest, of being, the energy of winter and darkness. And as you observe your natural breath here, notice how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally. Do you feel any signs of tension? How deep is the breath? Can you sense where the breath enters into the body? As you allow yourself to arrive, to be still, to relax. Relax the upper chest and the shoulders and the muscles around your neck. Allow the belly to be soft as it rises and falls with your breath. Allow the breathing to be effortless, without struggle. And with the awareness resting on the breath, notice, do you entirely finish the exhale before you take your next in-breath? Becoming aware of the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause after the inhale, the exhale, and the pause after the exhale. Can you be present in each of these stages of your breath without straining or forcing? Just allow awareness to the natural pauses after the inhale And after the exhale, can you allow the inhale to arise all on its own? Let the breath rise and fall from inside you. Allow the awareness to fall away from the breath and back into the rest of the physical body. An invitation to find some gentle movements here, maybe any wiggles or adjustments, maybe some shakes or nod of the head or an adjust of the shoulders. And then very slowly, very gently, allow the body to roll onto one side and pause in the fetal position on one side. Taking a breath here. Maybe allowing those eyes to start to flicker open. And then very slowly, very gently, start to push the body up, coming to find a comfortable seat. No rush. And you might choose to sit on a cushion or a block today. Okay. Beautiful. And just bring the left hand to the heart space and the right hand on top of the left. And again, you can invite the eyes to close or maybe even have a soft gaze here. And as you inhale, just find a little bit of length in the spine. And as you exhale, just soften the shoulders down. As you bring the awareness back to the heart space, noticing the breath here. Tuning into any other sensations in the body. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat. Any other sensations. In the body, throughout the body, we have meridian lines or energy channels that run through your entire body, allowing chi or prana, life force energy, to flow through these channels. They connect deeply to your emotional body. And today we're going to work with the meridian line of the lungs to release, to allow any blockages to flow. And the meridian line of the lungs are connected to any emotional issues you may have, any sadness, any disappointment, grief, despair, anxiety. We're going to gently cleanse these pathways today, knowing it's completely fine if you feel any emotions rise to the surface during or after your practice. And as the breath deepens here, seeing if you can sense this energy, the yang energy of the inhale, the energy of action, and the yin energy of the exhale, softness. From here, as we inhale, allow that right hand to drop down to the side. And as we inhale, bring this left hand across the heart space, across the collarbones towards the shoulder, and just roll down the inside of the arm, all the way down to that right thumb. You might come into a little twist here. And moving with the breath as you inhale, just trace that line from the thumb all the way across the inside of the arm, across the shoulder, across the collarbone, back through the heart space. And allow the right hand to merge and melt back across the heart as you trace the same line all the way down the left side of the body, connecting to this meridian line down through the thumb. Maybe applying a slight bit of pressure if that feels good. Starting to notice the nurturing energy of your own touch, the own comfort of your own body. Just slowly rock from side to side, left to right, across the heart space. Giving yourself some love, like a little massage here, stimulating the meridian lines, connecting to the lungs. Notice that deep inhale and deep exhale. And take one more breath on each side of the body. No rush. And when you're ready, just releasing. Beautiful. Allow those hands to rest down on the mat. And again, just tune in to any differences in the energy here. And inviting some gentle movements, bringing the hands onto the knees perhaps, and finding a little bit of a rock or spiral or circle through the torso. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. As big or as small, fast or slow. inviting any wiggles, any release, maybe in the hips or the ribs, the back, the shoulders, the neck. Just notice here. And if it feels good, you can reverse direction. And take one more round of breath. And slowly spiraling back to center. Beautiful, release those shoulders down. And as you inhale, take the hands behind the back. Either you can come onto the mat or you can grip the hands. If it's comfortable, you can find a bind the hands behind the back. And just bring them onto the lower back here. If not, you can maybe catch the wrists or just allow them to come down towards the sit bones, however's most comfortable. But ideally bringing them down to the lower back and just allowing a little bit of space here between the elbows. You start to draw those shoulders down the back and start to gently squeeze the elbows towards each other. Take a breath into the heart space. Exhaling here. And as we inhale, just slide those hands over to the right side of your lower back. And then drop that right shoulder and squeeze that right elbow back. Beautiful. Staying here. Or maybe as you exhale, that left ear might fall towards the left shoulder. Breathing. Finding any release. Gently inhaling, coming up through center. Walking those hands over to the left side of the body. Drop the left shoulder, squeeze the left elbow back. And if it's comfortable, you can drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Breath here. Exhaling here. Gently inhaling, coming all the way up through center. Releasing the hands, releasing the bind. And again, finding any wiggles, any shakes, maybe any rolls or flicks. Maybe you need to release any energy that's here. Yummy. Whenever you're ready, we're coming to all fours into tabletop. So again, you might have a blanket over your mat already. You might need a little bit extra support for the knees here to go ahead. And once you're settled, just finding any sways in the hips from side to side. Maybe coming into a gentle cat-cow, maybe finding some circles. Again, any last movement, any final wiggles, any release of energy, of chi, of prana. And then coming back to center, coming back through your nice long natural spine. And coming into puppy pose. So a few options here. If you have a couple of spare pillows or maybe a bolster, you can bring the bolster widthways or the pillows widthways across the mat. And as you exhale, we can come down onto the elbows and start to allow the heart space in the chest to find that support from beneath us. So we're not coming so deep into puppy today. We're finding that sweet spot where the body can be held, the chest can be supported. And if this feels good, maybe you drop the head all the way down to the mat. Or maybe you need a little extra support here, maybe a cushion or a block for the head today to find a little bit of softness through the neck, through the shoulders. Or if this still feels too deep for you, remembering we're going to be here for a little while, then you can come and take some pillows or some pots between the legs and come into child's pose. So we're seated onto the cushion or the blocks between the legs. Just allow the heart and the head to drop down towards the mat. So taking any adjustments here, noticing if you need to add or remove any props. Just testing the waters, seeing how the body feels. Noticing if you feel any sensation here. Once you're happy, settling into stillness, indulging and lingering here for a while. Remembering that we're not here for discipline, we're not here for action. Connecting with this yin energy of surrendering. Coming back to the awareness of the breath. And if we look at the state or the condition of the breath, we can come to know the state or the condition of the mind. When we change the breath, we can change who we are, how we respond, and everything else changes. Noticing where in the body you feel the inhale. Notice the energy of the exhale. Start to bring your awareness back to the surface. And then slowly and gently on your inhale, ever so slowly, start to slowly, gently push yourself back up through your elbows, removing any props that you need. And coming into a child's pose, you can roll any support away. And maybe those knees come wide. Maybe the arms are extended, or you can even bring those hands down to the feet today. Allow that back to round. Maybe finding any rocks from side to side for the forehead on the mat. Maybe as you inhale, extend those arms overhead once more. And as you exhale, take a little walk to the left side of the mat. Inhaling to center. Exhaling those hands over to the right side of the mat. Gently inhaling back to center. And then ever so slowly, as you inhale, gently pushing yourself all the way back up through the seated position. Taking a breath here. And then sliding those feet out through in front of you. Taking a bend on the knees. Bringing any props with you, any support. As we allow those knees to touch and slide back onto the back here. Taking a bend in the knees. Feet down onto the mat. And coming into a supported bridge pose. So again, a few options. As we inhale, we might choose to use that bolster or those bed pillows underneath the hips. So as you inhale, you can lift the hips and find some support on the lower sacrum here. You might choose to layer a blanket underneath the shoulders, allowing the head to connect to the mat and just having a little bit extra cushion on the shoulders here. You might play with walking those feet closer or further away from the body. If you don't have a bolster or some bed pillows, you could bring a block underneath your sacrum or a heavy book or a few scatter cushions, a few rolls of blankets rolled up here. Notice the height of your support. Can you feel any mild sensations? Do you need any extra props, maybe a little extra layer, another blanket, or do you need to remove anything here? Again, just notice. Make any adjustments, make any wiggles. Finding that sweet spot, that mild sensation. If you notice that your still holding on to any areas of tension, if there's any areas of the body that still feel active, you might choose to walk those feet all the way long today, so you can straighten those legs and even support the feet with an extra pillow or a block under the feet here. Noticing the easy, natural breath. And lingering a while here. Comfortable stillness. Connecting with the openness of the heart space, of the meridian lines of the lungs, of the breath. Allowing the eyes to close and the gaze to turn inward. Connecting back with that 4 stages of breath. On average, at 16 breaths per minute, we will take 23,000 cycles of breath per day. The ancient yogis believe that we are gifted with so many breaths per life. So why waste another breath? We come into this life on the inhale and leave on the exhale. Make every breath count. Your body is telling you it's time to come out of the pose. You can gently release the prop. Or if you're happy, you can linger here for a few more breaths. And as you slowly, gently come back into the surface, removing any props. Find any wiggles, adjustments, any rocks. Maybe a little wish-wash of the knees. Slow, gentle rock from side to side. Or as you inhale, maybe bring those knees in towards the chest. And again, find any rocks or wiggles from side to side. And then inhaling, just send those legs nice and long. And find a full body stretch. Maybe bring those arms all the way up above you, point those toes. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, just letting go. And then slowly and gently coming to set yourself up in your final resting pose, a supported Savasana. Again, a few options. If you have a bolster or pillows, good pillows, you might choose to pop them underneath the knees. If you have some extra pillows, you might pop one underneath your head. You might choose to cover the whole entire body with a blanket. Even turning the lights down, or covering the eyes over with an eye pillow or a scarf. And allowing those feet and legs to be nice and wide, feet turned out. And again, just noticing here as we come into complete rest. Do you need any more support? Are there any sensations or niggles in the lower back? Is there anywhere else that you can give your body complete indulgence? Finding that softness. Allowing the whole body to melt, to dissolve into your mat, the support, your cozy nest. Allow the breath to be soft. And imagine breathing like a baby. The belly swells and falls. The expansion and contraction of the diaphragm brings the pulse of life into every cell. Notice the ends of the breath and the crest of the inhale. Feel the muscles in your throat release. Jaw relax. Maybe the teeth part and the tongue rests on the roof of the mouth. The forehead to soften. Inhale as if you are pouring olive oil in a long, steady stream into your body. As the breath comes in, the belly swells. Let each breath carry a wave of release. Practice one breath at a time. Inhale, the belly swells. Exhale away from release. Let your breath be as delicate and as beautiful as the wings of a butterfly. And if the mind is busy, you can keep your awareness on the waves of release of the breath, or as yin is a practice of undoing. You can let the breath fall away as you become more relaxed. And slowly bring the awareness back into your physical body, lying here on on your mat. Notice any sounds around you. Become aware of the space that you are in. If it feels good, you can deepen the breath. Find any gentle movement. Or maybe release any of the support from underneath you. In your own time. And take any bigger movements the body needs. And in your own time, if you feel ready, you can gently roll onto one side. Take a big breath here. And slowly, in your own time, if you feel ready, you can start to gently make your way back to a comfortable seat. Bring the hands together at the heart space. Allow the thumbs to touch. Take one more big breath here, breathing into the thumbs. Exhaling through the mouth, letting go. One more time, big breath in through the nose. Big sigh out. Last time, biggest breath of the day. And just bowing the head and noticing once more how the body feels, how the mind feels, how your energetic, emotional body feels. And remembering that with a few breaths, with some stillness and with intention, we can come back to this place of calm, of our true self, anytime we need. Namaste.